crazy. We at the top and we never gonna stop. Hop in a ghost, I'ma get Swayze. I just got off with a jet and I cry. I win in a Humvee, I lie. I be on go cause I come from the shot. I'm shooting back, I ain't ducking no shots. Got power like Samson, I cut off the locks. In the cut like I'm Fredo Santana.
The Carolina Rains have arrived as we are inside a soggy Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
Fakes the handoff here. Corral. And incomplete to open things up.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Corral on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Well, this defense for the Cards, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down. The Panthers at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he's got room. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. It's a Panthers 1st down, 17 yards on the play.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Corral to throw on 1st and 10. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
From the 38, Corral. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Cards are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
First carry for James Conner. He'll get this up to about the 44.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Murray flips this forward on a jet sweep. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
On second down, Conner looking for space. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Murray now. Swings this out here for Cohen. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. Well, Charles, it's early, but that's a key third down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away, turns over the offense. He'll pick up a nice first down there. Maybe it's time to think about taking a shot at the end zone because it looks like the field goal is almost assured.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 29, Murray. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it was hard for anyone to react.
Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
Murray keeps it himself. Yeah, boy, that's going to be close. He didn't get much at all there, but he got the first. Looked like they might have held him defensively, but the referee signals it will be a first down.
But when you do call quarterback sneak, you don't mind if your quarterback's a little bit on the vertically challenged side, do you? Because he's just going to hide behind his big guys up front and be able to surge forward and pick up the first down.
On first and 10 is Conner. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a first and goal. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Murray now, 3rd and goal. Rolling to his right. That's to McBride, and he has it. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cardinals go up by 2 touchdowns. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
From the 27, Corral. He's got a man. That's Marshall. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Corral on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Corral, another throw on 2nd down. And it's a fumble. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Murray a give. This is Connor. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
To throw, it's Murray. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A gain of 32 that time.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. but give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. Does the big boy have the juice? The 40. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. So the turnover forced and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. From the 24, Corral toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the 1st half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
On 2nd and 11 now. Corral to the right side and complete to Thomas. Touchdown! Ian Thomas, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers have cut it back within a score. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. From the 27, Murray. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack.
It's the 2nd straight season of 9 sacks for Brian Burns, who continues to ascend as one of the league's best young pass rushers.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Now back to throw. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He can really smell 800 catches right now because that last one puts him at 799, knocking on the door. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll fake it to Connor. Now Murray. It's complete to Brown, right side. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. Here's Murray. And a catch made by Hopkins. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On the play fake, Corral. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we're seeing the colleges deliver to the NFL.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 52 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Corral. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. Gonzalez out now to try the Panther field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. Gonzalez's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board. if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Murray. That pass complete to Moore. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Murray. And this will be swung out here for counter. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Again, they'll throw with Murray. He's got Brown on the out route complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Couple of Oklahoma teammates there. Murray to Brown for a Cardinal first.
A draft day trade sent Hollywood Brown much closer to Hollywood when Baltimore shipped him to Arizona for a first-round pick. He's joining the Cardinals at a great time, too, coming off of a breakout season that saw him cross 1,000 yards for the first time on a career-best 91 receptions. He's going to make an already exciting offense that much more dynamic.
Throwing on first down is Murray. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Murray going to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Caught left side, Hopkins. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay a 4-point game.
One of the few things that hasn't gone right in this first half. They had a chance there for late points, but this one winds up off the mark.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, in the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27. Throwing now is Murray. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Murray. He's going deep for Brown. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. That's returnable now for Smith. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. Robbie Anderson, 63 yards. And the Panthers have taken the lead here this 3rd quarter. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now 17-14. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3. Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning in a big way. Sloppy, all these turnovers right now.
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. We got what was forecasted, and we've gotten a lot of turnovers. Corral with it. 1st down here. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
Going quickly out wide to Moore. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Corral. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Byron Murphy. The 30. 10, 5, and they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
On 3rd down, here's Corral. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5. Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And they'll be set up in great starting field position here, as that's out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Here's a give running left. It's Cohen. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. If they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And when they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Brian Burns, the one to bring him down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Murray now to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think a Cardinal was able to gain possession, yes. So they will hold on to the ball. When that ball popped free, we can hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. Prater's kick is good, and they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Corral's throw pulled in by Marshall. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles, and that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and they advance it downfield.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down. Up the gun, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Corral under pressure, and down he goes. They overload him that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Panthers. Robbie Anderson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying this game here on the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Murray. And this is going to be intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. 29 yards. 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 29 yards Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. First and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7. Gets it quickly out to Marshall. Call it a gain of a yard. And now third down and 6 to go.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Third down, here's McCaffrey. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Fourth down now after a loss of 2. Gonzalez's kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
A give running right is counter. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. To throw, it's Murray. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest game we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Connor up the middle. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
They'll run here with Connor. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting third from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let him know right away I'm throwing it. I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity. If it breaks down, he can take off and run for it.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 6 yards puts him right on the doorstep, and now it'll be 4th and goal. Well, the field goal ties it, but you're down here knocking on the door. What are you doing?
Did you hear the way you just said that?
Kind of.
Yeah.
With hesitance?
Yeah, so that means you don't want to kick the field goal, and I don't think they do either. They need to go ahead and get these points now and get an advantage and not tie it up. It'll feel like a big disappointment if they just kick the field goal right here.
So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Corral. Pass complete, Thomas. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. Room here to run. 126 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
60 license. 18 Cardinal.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
On second down, McCaffrey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So they tried runs on first and goal and second and goal, got stonewalled. Now from here, they've got to throw, right?
I would think so, and I would think you also maybe want to come up with something different in terms of formation. Maybe spread things out a little bit. Even though you're down near the goal line where things are tight, get it spread out a little bit and try and find some room to operate.
A big one coming now for the kicker, Zane Gonzalez. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And everything right now rests on the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. Footing obviously an issue in the driving rain. This one for the win. And his kick is good. Despite the rainstorm, a good snap, a good hold, and the kick went through. And the Panthers have won the